Welcome to today's class. Our topic today is measures of central tendency, and our subtopic today we are going to look at mean. So mean, it's just a simple average, or it means the total number of all items in a unit you divide by the number of units in a series. That's what we call a mean. And we are going to look at how to compute mean. So we call it a computation of mean. And we are going to compute using 3 ways. So we are going to compute mean for ungrouped data, individual series, okay, so we going to compute mean using the individual series, and we are going to do it by giving the formula. So the formula which you use to calculate is equals to mean is equals to x over n. That's the formula which you use when we are calculating mean for ungrouped data individual series. Example, Kamau got the following marks in 5 subjects. Kamau got the following marks in 5 subjects. So 75, 55, 48, 72, 60. Okay, so find, the question says find is average mark. So we are going to use our formula which we have said mean is equals to x over n. So what we are going to do, we are going to sum up all these. So 75 plus 55 plus 48 plus 72 plus 60. Then we are going to divide by n. N means the number of items in a series. So the number of items we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we divide by 5. So our answer, when you add all this plus this plus this plus this plus this, we are going to get 310. We divide by 5. Therefore, our answer mean is equals to 62. So when you are going to divide 310 over 5, you are going to get 62. So our mean average, or our mean for that question, is 62. So that is pretty simple when we are calculating mean for a individual series. So I hope everybody has copied down. Therefore, we go to computation of mean number 2. Okay, so the second one, we are going to look at group data, discrete series. That's why we are going to look at, now here the formula changes. So the formula for it's summation of fx over n. So summation of fx over n. So now it changes. So the formula for finding mean in this particular case, now it changes. So we are going to, now f means frequencies. Okay, so x is that x basically, this is the number of items. Okay, n is basically the total number of frequencies. So we are going to give an example where we are going to look at this particular question. So basically, example, calculate mean from the following data. Calculate mean from the following data. So you are given values 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, so or let me do it again from here. So values 5, 10. So the other one is frequency. So 5, 20, 10, 43, 15, 75, 20, 67, 30, so 25, 72, 30, 45, 35, 49, 49, 45, 8, 50, 6. So that's an example of a group data discrete series. So there's a difference between group data continuous series. So using our same formula which we are using, so our now x is the values, so I'm going to use x, f, then we look for f, x. So basically now 5, 10, 15, 20, it will not fit the board, so let's say, okay, so our x now is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So now our frequency is going to be 20, 43, 75, 67, 72, 45, 39, 9, 8, 6. Now our formula says mean is equals to f summation of fx over n. So we have now to look for fx. So how do we get fx? Fx, you get this, multiply by this, you get this. So the total is what we call summation of fx. So 5 times 20 is 100. So basically 10 times this one is 430. 15 times 75 is 1125. 20 times 67 is 1340. 25 times 72 is 1800. 30 times 45 is 1350. 35 times 39 is 1365. 40 times 9 is 360. Also 45 times 8 is 360. And then 50 times 6 is 300. So what you want here is summation of fx, the total. So basically the total is you add all this and you get 8,085.30. You can still confirm with your answer. So now we go back to our formula. It says mean is equals to summation of fx over n. We said n is the total of all frequencies. So now you also come and add this. So summation of this, you will get 384. So n we said is the summation of all frequencies. So you also add this column. So it will give you now it will give you 384. So our answer will be is equals to 8530 over 384. So our mean is equals to, when you divide the both of them, the 2, so you'll get 22.2. So you can still confirm using your calculator if that is the correct answer. So that is a calculation of mean using discrete series. That's what we are saying. Now we are going to go to the third way to calculate mean. So we are going to use the third one. So number 3 is a grouped data. Continuous series. So the formula still remains. Mean is equals to summation of fx over n. So we shall still use the same formula. So we are still we had explained what is f, what is x, and what is n. So we are going to go straight away to an example. So the example says calculate mean from the following data. So basically from the following data, so it's given marks 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. So basically, and then x, so they have given a number of students. So the number of students who scored between 0 to 20 are 5. Those who scored between 20 to 40 are 7. Those who scored between 40 to 60 are 13. Those who scored between 60 to 80 are 8. And those who scored between 80 to 100, they are 7 students. So at what scenario do we use group data continuous series? This is basically where we have a large number of data which we cannot write each and every data, so we group those data. So especially where you have a large number of students who are doing an exam, so we put a scale of maybe those who scored between 0 to 20 are how many students, and so on. So in this scenario now, when it comes to calculations, now this becomes our x, marks is our x, this becomes our f, so what we call frequency. So now in this scenario for group data continuous series, we don't have x, so we have to look for x, then we have to look for fx. Now how do we get x? So we get x by getting this plus this, you divide by 2. So you add this row, we call it a lower class. This one we call it upper class. So you get the lower class, you add the upper class, then you divide by 2. So this plus this is 20, when you divide by 2 is 10. This is 60, when you divide by 2 is 30. This is 100, when you divide by 2 is 50. So basically this is 60 plus 20 basically is 120, so that one will give us 60. So this is 180, it will give us 90. So basically, so that's what we are saying, 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100, and so on. So sorry, this is 70. Okay, so it's 130, so it's 70, it is giving us 70. So then now you take this, multiply by this, you get this. So this is 50, so this is 210, this is 650, this is 560, this is 630. So we want a summation of fx and also summation of f. Okay, so you sum up those two. So when you add these, it will give you 2100. You can still confirm. And when you add this, will give you 40. So the main key thing is how do you get x? So we have said x, you get the lower class plus the upper class, you divide by 2. That's the main thing. Then you sum up all of them. Then we go back to our formula. So mean is equals to summation of fx over n. So we said n is a summation of all frequencies, and so on. So it will be mean is equals to 2100 you divide by n, which is 40. So our mean is equals to 52.5. Okay, so 52.5 is our answer. That's what we were looking for. So that's how we get mean for grouped data continuous series. And what do we mean by continuous series? It means this, where this one 20, then it continues from here 20 to 40, 40 to 60. So it's continuous. So sometimes you might get data which is not continuous. So if you find data which is not continuous, then it is up to you first of all to make it continuous. So what do I mean by data which is not continuous? So sometimes you find data which is not continuous, so 0 maybe to 5, so 6 to 9, that data is not continuous. So what do? You less 0.5 here and you add 0.5 here. So the same 0.5 here, you less, you add 0.5. So in that scenario you make that data continuous. So we have done examples to find mean. So if there is anyone who has a question, that was our topic for today, and we are through with it. So let's meet in our next class to discuss the other subtopic under measures of central tendency. Thank you.